Major League Baseball has just opened its 2022 season, and today I'd like to look at the best players from every country or territory represented in Major League Baseball. Some countries have only one, and so the choice is obvious. Not all of them are on opening day rosters, but they all played within the past year, and I didn't want to leave them and their country off the list completely, so I included them here. Other countries have dozens or hundreds of players, and there were a few players I could have chosen. Of course, you might disagree with one or two of those picks. If you do, leave a comment explaining why. And while the world's top-level professional baseball league is now in action, don't forget that there is baseball going on all over the world, all times of the year. To keep up with all the action, subscribe to this channel. Every Monday I recap the previous week's action in Asia, Latin America, and Europe. Then later in the week, usually Friday, something else about baseball in some part of the world. Let's start with a few countries that have just one player born there, but those players didn't stick around long after birth. These players didn't grow up in those countries, didn't learn to play the game there, but could one day play for their national team. Jesus Luzardo was born in Peru to two Venezuelan parents, and if you ask him, he'll tell you he's Venezuelan, not Peruvian. And from the age of 1 to the present, he's lived in the U.S. The 24-year-old left-handed pitcher is starting his fourth season in MLB. The first 2 years looked promising, but last year was a disaster. 39 innings, ERA 6.87, WHIP over 1.6. But his spring training went well, and the Marlins are expecting a rebound from him this year. Austin Bryce was born in Hong Kong, back when it was British Hong Kong. The 29-year-old right-handed reliever will start the season in the minors, but it's very likely he'll be called up again. And if he is called up, it may be his last chance. His ERA rose from 3.43 in 2019 to 5.95 in 2020 to 6.59 last year. Sean Reed Foley was born in Guam when his father was stationed there. There was a born-and-raised player from Guam in the last 20 years, but right now this is the only one they can claim. Like the last two players I mentioned, he's coming off a down season. 12 games, 20 innings, 5.23 ERA. He starts this season in the Mets bullpen. The Netherlands has produced several Major League players in the past, but right now the only one is Amsterdam-born Didi Gregorius, who moved to Curacao with his family when he was 5. The 32-year-old Phillies shortstop has had a good career, 10 years, 133 home runs. He'll probably get his 1,000th hit this year. But in 2021 he put up career lows in batting, 209, and on-base percentage 270. Other countries can claim one player who did grow up in the country. Max Kepler was born and raised in Berlin, only the second German to play in Major League Baseball. The 29-year-old outfielder has hit 120 home runs in 7 Major League seasons, with a career high of 36 in 2019. 2021 wasn't so good for him, but he still hit 19 home runs with a 306 on-base percentage. Jarrell Cotton is the only Major League player born in the U.S. Virgin Islands. He grew up there too, until he moved to Virginia as a teenager. The 30-year-old right-hander was a starting pitcher for the A's in 2016 and 2017. He did not see his third season until 2021, pitching out of the bullpen for the Rangers, posting a 3.52 ERA in 23 games. One player from the Bahamas, and a good one too. 24-year-old second baseman Jazz Chisholm was born and raised in the Bahamas. He made his debut in 2020 and played his first full season with the Marlins a year later. Hit 18 home runs and stole 23 bases. He was also caught stealing 8 times and struck out a lot, but he's still young, he's got time to work on it. One from Honduras, 27-year-old hitter Mauricio Dubon is only the second Honduran player to reach the Major League level. He grew up playing the game in Honduras and went to the U.S. in high school as a foreign exchange student. While in the U.S., he played great on the high school team and got drafted. 2021 was his third year in MLB, playing 74 games with a 240 average and 5 home runs. And one Brazilian, 34-year-old catcher Yan Gomes lived in the Sao Paulo area till he was 12, and he first learned to play the game there. After that, he moved to the U.S., where he became the first Brazilian-born player to reach the Major League level. A few others have made it since then, but Gomes is the only one left. In his 10-year Major League career, he's won a Silver Slugger, appeared in 1 All-Star game, and hit over 100 home runs. Last year, he played in 103 games, hit 14 homers with a 301 on-base percentage. 2 Major League players come from the Caribbean island of Aruba. 29-year-old infielder Xander Bogaerts is starting his 10th year in Major League Baseball. In the first 9, he won 4 Silver Sluggers, made 3 All-Star appearances, 1 top 5 finish in the MVP voting, hit over 140 home runs with a career 353 on-base percentage. In 2021, he slashed 295, 370, 493. Not only the best Aruban player now, but the best ever, and one of the best in MLB now. 2 Nicaraguans are currently playing in MLB. The best one is 27-year-old Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loaizaga. He grew up in a baseball family. His grandfather played professional ball in Nicaragua. His father and brother played in the minors. 2021 was his 4th and best season in MLB. He made 57 appearances, won 9 games, ERA 2.17, WHIP 1.019. Yu Chung is Taiwan's best. The 27-year-old Cleveland infielder, who plays all infield positions, played in 89 games last year, his 3rd season in MLB. hit 9 home runs, slugged .426, but on-base percentage was a little low at .267. Always a few Aussies in MLB, and the best one now is the best one ever. 33-year-old White Sox closer Liam Hendriks is beginning his 12th season in Major League Baseball. He grew up in Perth and also played Aussie rules football during his school years. He's finished in the top 10 in Cy Young voting the last 2 years and was named AL Reliever of the Year both times. In 2021, he led the league with 38 saves and 69 appearances, ERA .254, WHIP .0.732, and 14.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. 25-year-old second baseman Ozzie Albies leads a list of 5 players from Curacao, just beating out veteran closer Kenley Jansen. Albies comes from the Curaçaoan capital of Willemstad. In 2017, he made his major league debut. 2 years later, he led the league in hits. In 2021, he hit 30 home runs and stole 20 bases to earn his first Silver Slugger. The top Korean player is Blue Jays starting pitcher Hyunjin Ryu, arguably the best Korean ever in Major League Baseball. Prior to his arrival in North America, he played 5 seasons in the KBO for the Hanwha Eagles. In 8 Major League seasons, the 35-year-old lefty has a top 5 Rookie of the Year finish, 2 top 3 Cy Young finishes, once led the league in ERA and ERA+. In 2021, he won 14 games, but his ERA reached a 5-year high of .437. The face of Japanese baseball in the 2020s is Shohei Ohtani. He started his professional career with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters of NPB, where he played 5 years, won an MVP, and was named a Best 9 pitcher and DH. In 2018, he debuted in MLB and became the first modern two-way star. Last year, he led the league in triples, almost led the league in home runs with 46, stole 26 bases, OPS of .965. As a pitcher, he started 23 games, won 9, lost 2, ERA .318, with 156 strikeouts. A season for the ages. Panama, gotta go with 26-year-old Cardinals infielder Edmundo Sosa. He comes from Panama City, the capital of Panama. He hardly played in his first 2 seasons, but in 2021 he played in 103 games, batted .271 with a .346 on-base percentage. Pretty good, and he's got time to improve. A lot of Major League players are coming from Colombia recently, and the race is on to see who can be the next Edgar Renteria. Right now I'd say Gio Urshela is the best among them, just ahead of Giants infielder Donovan Solano. Coming from Cartagena on Colombia's northern coast, where most of the country's baseball talent comes from, the 30-year-old infielder has played 6 years in Major League Baseball. In 2021, he hit .267 with 14 home runs in 116 games with the Yankees. In 2022, he's playing his first season with the Twins. Over a dozen major leaguers come from Canada. If I were to name the Canadian player with the best career achievements, it would definitely go to future Hall of Famer Joey Votto. But the best player now is one of MLB's best rising young stars, 23-year-old Blue Jays first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Though the Dominican Republic can also claim him, I give this one to Canada since he was born in Montreal and holds Canadian citizenship. 2021, his 3rd year in Major League Baseball, was an amazing one. He led the league in home runs, runs scored, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS+, and total bases, AL MVP runner-up, and everyone's waiting to see what he can do this year. From Mexico, it's 25-year-old left-handed pitcher Julio Urias. Born in Culiacan in the state of Sinaloa, he signed with the Dodgers on his 16th birthday and has been with them ever since. 6 seasons in MLB, and 2021 was by far his best. 32 starts, 185 innings, a league-leading 20 wins and only 3 losses, .296 ERA, 1.018 WHIP, 195 strikeouts, and a top 10 finish for the Cy Young. For Cuba, it was hard to decide. If Luis Robert can produce in a whole season, like he did in half a season last year, he'll be the top Cuban. Rookie of the Year, Randy Arozarena, could get a lot better in the coming years. But for now, I'll go with a more established hitter, 35-year-old White Sox first baseman Jose Abreu. Abreu comes from Cienfuegos, and that's the team he played for in the Cuban National Series, where he won the MVP after breaking the home run record. He's played the last 8 seasons with the White Sox, where he's hit over 200 home runs, 1,200 hits, 3 Silver Sluggers, Rookie of the Year, and the American League MVP in 2020. So many players from Puerto Rico, Javi Baez, Francisco Lindor, Yadier Molina, all would have been the top choice at one time. But the best recently is 27-year-old shortstop Carlos Correa, now beginning his first season with the Twins. Correa comes from Ponce, Puerto Rico, where he started playing baseball at the age of 5. His MLB career began with the Astros in 2015 when he won the Rookie of the Year award. 2021 was the best season of his career, .366 on-base percentage, .485 slugging, 26 home runs, a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger, and top 5 for the MVP. The country with the 3rd most players in Major League Baseball is Venezuela, as it is year after year. So who's the best among them? A decade ago it would have been Miguel Cabrera. 5 years ago, Jose Altuve. If we're going strictly by 2021 performance, it's definitely Salvador Perez, last year's AL leader in home runs and RBI. But I'll have to go with 24-year-old Braves outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. from La Guaira, Venezuela. In a half season in 2021, he hit 24 home runs and stole 17 bases with an OPS of 990. In his first 4 years at the major league level, he's won the Rookie of the Year, 2 Silver Sluggers, and finished in the top 5 for the MVP. When he's there for a full season, he's the best Venezuelan in Major League Baseball. Tough choice for the top Dominican player. Fernando Tatis Jr. would be a good pick here. The 23-year-old from San Pedro de Macorís led the National League with 42 home runs and stole 25 bases to finish third for the NL MVP. But another 23-year-old Dominican hitter, Nationals outfielder Juan Soto, looks like the better choice. Born in Santo Domingo, he made his MLB debut at age 19. In 2020, he led the league in batting, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, and OPS+. In 2021, he led the league with 145 walks and a .465 on-base percentage while hitting 29 home runs, second in the MVP race, just ahead of Tatis. And last, the United States. So many players to choose from here. Reigning National League MVP Bryce Harper is one you could go with. Another is Mets pitcher Jacob deGrom. But I'll go with 30-year-old Angels center fielder Mike Trout. Trout has definitely been the best over the last 10 years. A 3-time MVP, 4-time MVP runner-up, and an 8-time Silver Slugger. A 4-time league leader in OPS, 6 times in OPS+. His 2021 season was cut short due to injury, but in the 36 games he played, he had a .466 on-base percentage and a .624 slugging. Unless that injury has ruined him for life, I'm betting that he is still the best American player in Major League Baseball. Anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.